Discussion on Bhagavatam on the pastime of Krishna chastises the serpent Kalia. So we saw as a summary that how in the previous sessions, like Krishna dances on the hoots of Kalia, and then finally Kalia surrenders, and then he vomits blood, and then finally uh, he asks Krishna for shelter. And we saw how the wives of Kalia were actually telling Krishna, you can kill him. But later, seeing his Kalia surrendering, they were very happy and they were just glorifying what piety uh, our husband did it. That finally you had made him surrender. And they are very grateful and they are offering prayers. So Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam is full of prayers. And out of 9 types of devotional service, Vandanam is also one of the prayer. And that is a way how we can offer our heart to Krishna. And the greatest prayer is Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that's where we are here. So I think next 10, 12 verses are prayers. I don't know anything to discuss. So we will just go ahead reading one by one. And if you feel anybody has any comments or questions or anything to be added, we can add. Basically, it is all glorifying the qualities of the Lord, and then whoever is actually surrendering, how the Lord protects, like that. I think till 53 or something. The Nagapatnis are offering these prayers. So wherever required, we can stop, and if anybody has any questions or comments, we can make it. Otherwise, we can keep going. And wherever any important point comes, maybe we can share something on that. Okay. So we are starting our prayers of 40th verse. Jnana Vijnana Nidaye Brahmane Ananta Satthaye Agunaya Avikharaya Namaste Prakritaya Cha. So anybody would like to read, they can read. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Pranam, Prabhuji.
Right.
Those who consider themselves intellectual. Sorry, Prabhuji.
No, translation.
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation. Obeisances unto you, the absolute truth, who are the reservoir of all transcendental consciousness and potency and the possessor of unlimited energies. Although completely free of material qualities and transformations, you are the prime mover of material nature. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Those who consider themselves intellectual, philosophic, or rational should carefully note here that the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the ocean of all knowledge and consciousness. Thus, surrendering unto the Supreme Lord does not entitle giving up the method of rationally comprehending reality. Rather, one merges into the ocean of rational, logical comprehension. The Supreme Lord is the perfection of all sciences and all forms of knowledge, and only envious and trivial minds would deny this obvious fact.
See, the point here is the jnanis. See, you have karmis, jnanis, yogis, bhaktas. They are the 4 kinds of people. Prabhupada writes in various places. Now, karmis are least bothered about anything. They want to simply enjoy this material world. So there is no question of talking about them. Now, coming to jnanis, they don't want material pleasure. because they understand that material pleasure is misery. Now, at the same time, the next option is to surrender, and they don't want to surrender because they think that even again surrendering to one person and then how it's going to be. So they feel like, their individuality, again, it will lead to suffering. So they want something to, like, no, not to surrender to anybody and simply a kind of a state where they are neither here, neither there. So that is where, like, no, these people, like, no, they don't understand about the Supreme Lord, his potency, his energies, and how he's free of material qualities. So they think that, if you surrender to the Supreme Lord, you actually lose something. And that's where it is mentioned here. So jnanis are like that. But bhaktas are the only person they know that from minus you come to zero. And zero is not the exact thing. You have to go to plus. And they surrender to the Lord and go to the abode of the Lord where things are totally above the material modes of material nature. So that's where that's a summary which is given here. Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead. Next verse 41. कालाय कालनाभाय कालायवसाक्षिणे विश्वाय तद् उपत्रस्त्रे तत्कार्त्रे विश्वहेतवे.
Ramataji, you can go ahead. Or I think
Hare
Subhatma.
Krishna Prabhu.
Okay, Achyut Prabhu, go ahead.
Translation by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Obeisances unto you who are time itself, the shelter of time and the witness of time in all its phases. You are the universe and also its separate observer. You are its creator and also the totality of all its causes. Purport: the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although appearing in different incarnations, can never be limited by time, since He is time itself, the shelter of time and the witness of time in all its phases.
Correct. Very interesting factor of Krishna. Actually, uh, this material world is totally controlled by time. So, Kala, everything has a Purusha in this material world. You have Kali Purusha, then, the river bodies, everybody have a personality. So, similarly, time is also Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, what is Krishna says? Anybody?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
If they don't surrender to Lord in his lifetime, then he will be facing Lord as a death, Kalapusha.
Yes, that is there. But the saying in a verse, Krishna says, anybody? Kalosmi. In 11th chapter, Krishna is telling, I am the time. In the material world, everything goes as per the time. Suddenly you get something, after some time, you will lose. Then it's like, currently now you are happy. After some time, you will suffer. Because all our condition of enjoyment or so-called whatever is based on the material modes, duality. So they come under the control of time. But devotees do not come under the control of time because they are beyond all these material things. So suffering will come, misery will come, and happiness will come. So that is why it says, what is the shloka? Tukeshu anudvigna manaha sukeshu vigata sprihaha vitaraga bayakroda sthitir muniruchate. So, dukeshu anudvigna manaha, when miseries comes, you don't worry. Sukeshu vigata sprihaha, when there is happiness, don't be elated. So this is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. So Kala Purusha is very powerful. So we should not much worry about Kala Purusha. And Krishna is time. He will take away everything. And the Nagapatnis are telling that you are the time. And everything is destined as per our previous actions and reactions are working. So I remember, I think Vyasadeva or somebody's grandfather, he was actually about to die. So he was proposing to Vyasadeva. So see, somehow we should make effort, and I don't want to die. And so then Vyasadeva, using his power, he took his grandfather and he went to Yamaraj. Then Yamaraj told, it was proposed to Yamaraj that, see, he doesn't want to die, do something. Then Yamaraj said, see, I don't have any control. I don't have any control. So it's all under the control of the Lord at the time. So let us go to Mahakala Purusha and then ask what can be done. And as soon as they went to Mahakala Purusha, and then they proposed, immediately his grandfather died. Then I was wondering what happened, why he died. So then Mahakala Purusha, he calculates the time and tells, it is said that when Yamaraj, Vyasadev, or I don't remember exactly, some personality and a powerful personality and his grandfather, when they together come and meet the Mahakala Purusha, the grandfather will die. So we are creating our own death. In Tamil, they say Kudi So every minute we are planning for our death. You don't want also, you'll get. So better you don't plan anything. It just struck me. It's a long time before I heard in Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj's lecture. See, I don't. Let us not go to the details. The point is, the principle is the point. Correct? In this material world, everybody, like Prabhupada is telling, one of the scientists is in the process of finding something. And he is actually in the deathbed. And a doctor is trying his all best, and he says, Doctor, please just postpone my death by 1 week. Well, there's something I have to find out. Let me finish it. So he's facing the death. Let him see what I should do. Let me surrender to Krishna. He's telling, let me do something. So people, they don't know. Sometimes even devotees get bewildered when death notice comes, you know. So time is very powerful. So let us utilize the time, whatever time we have in our account, to perfect our Krishna consciousness and make ourselves ready, prepare ourselves for our next life. So this is about time is you have to understand. But when we surrender to Krishna, we totally come under the control. Yes. Yeah, it has gone now, bro. Yeah. भूतमातेन्द्रिय प्राण मनोबुद्धि अशयात्मने त्रिगुण अभिमानेन गूढ़ स्व आत्म अनुभूतये नमो अनंताय सूक्ष्माय कुटस्थाय विपश्चिते नानावधान अनुरोधाय वाच्यवाचक शक्तये.
Subhadra Mataji, please go ahead.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Translation by His Divine Grace, Sri Srivas Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Obeisance unto you, who are the ultimate soul of the physical elements, of the subtle basis of perfection, perception of the senses, of the vital air of life, and of the mind, intelligence, and consciousness. By your arrangement, the infinitesimal spirit souls falsely identify with the three modes of material nature, and their perception of their own true self thus becomes clouded. We offer our obeisances unto you, the unlimited Supreme Lord, the supremely subtle one, the omniscient personality of Godhead, who are always fixed in unchanging transcendence, who sanction the opposing views of different philosophies, and who are the power upholding expressed ideas and the words that express them. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, yeah. So here, it talks about how the Lord is beyond all these material identities. And the spirit soul is actually because of the identifying with the matter. It totally forgets about its spiritual position. And its own true identification is clouded. I just remember a very nice analogy in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto. You see, sometimes the mother, while feeding the child, takes outside and then shows the moon. And the child is trying to touch the moon. And he can never touch them. So now the mother intelligently shows the reflection of the moon in the water. And then the child touches. Okay. So now the child is thinking I'm touching, but he is not touching the moon. Now another point also comes into picture. You see this, the moon is in the sky.
हाँ अरे तुम मेरे को बोले नीचे हूँ और इमीडिएटली तुम ऊपर आ गए.
Yeah. So the moon is in the sky and it is not wavering or anything, correct? But the moon which is reflecting in the water, by the movement of the wind, the moon takes different shape. Have you seen? It's like, it keeps moving. When the
Yes.
wind comes like that, maybe the moon shape will change. So similarly, by the material modes arrangement, because of falsely identifying with a material world, The spirit soul forgetting its true self, it starts taking different shape. 84 lakhs of species. So this is the greatest bewilderment of Maya. But the Lord is actually beyond everything. So we have to understand this and come to our true identity. What is the true identity? Jivera Surupoi Krishna Nityadas. Now take this factor. Why people in this material world, in spite of various wonderful positions they are trying to carry, they are not happy? Because they have forgotten their true dharma to serve. They think that people should serve me. And that's how they take different position as the head of the institution or head of this or that or company. But you see, it's only spiking happiness, but they are never satisfied because they are not placed in their own true self identification. So, unless we come to our own Swarupa of Jivera Swarupoi Krishna and Nityadas, none of the situation in the material world will never keep us happy. It's like, if the Prabhupada often gives, you all would have heard this, the senses in the body like hand, legs, they're all putting a strike to the stomach that we will stop hereafter, we cannot serve you because you are simply sitting and you are eating, nicely enjoying. But we have to work hard. So strike, no giving anything. So Prabhupada says, okay, the stomach leaves. Now nothing goes into the mouth because hand is not used, leg is not used. So no food goes. So then the hands and the legs, they become tired. And finally they conclude, okay, let me just give some food to the stomach and let me also get energy. So like that, unless we cooperate with Krishna and serve Krishna, so we cannot come and we are always with false identification, we will be always unhappy. Okay? This is something which just comes to me. Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, we'll go ahead. Namaha pramana mulaya kavaye shastra yonaye pravruthaya nivruthaya nigamaya namo namaha.
Achha Prabhu, go ahead.
Thank you. So we offer our obeisances again and again to you, who are the basis of all authoritative evidence, who are the author and ultimate source of the revealed scriptures, and who have manifested yourself in those Vedic literatures, encouraging sense gratification as well as in those encouraging renunciation of the material world. Purport: if we did not have the power of perception and cognition, evidence could not be transmitted. And if we had no tendency to believe in particular modes of evidence, persuasion could not take place. All of these processes, perception, cognition, persuasion, and transmission, take place through the various potencies of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord Krishna is himself the greatest scholar and intellectual being. He manifests the transcendental scriptures within the hearts of great devotees like Brahma and Narada. And in addition, he incarnates as Vedavyas, the compiler of all Vedic knowledge. In multifarious ways, the Lord generates a variety of religious scriptures, which gradually bring the conditioned souls through the various phases of re-entry into the kingdom of God.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, little up, Prabhu. The translation is very important. So here, Krishna is like, Krishna reveals everything to this material world through scriptures. Now, there is another very important point for us to note. If the scriptures are read from the top level, it actually encourages sense gratification. If you do this, you will get this, you will do this, you will get it. But only from a bona fide spiritual master, you study deeply, you can understand that sense gratification is simply suffering. And we need to give that up and take the process of bhakti. So that is why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says in second chapter, Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nishtraigunya Bhavarjuna Nirdvanda Nitya Sattvasto Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. See, Vedas is given by Krishna and is saying Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. So you don't follow Vedas. So sometimes people read this, it will be bewildering. Krishna gave the Vedas and tell that don't read. How it will be like, right? Yeah? So why? Because Krishna says Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. That you transcend the three modes. Nirdvandva Nitya Sattvasto. So you transcend the duality and you come to Sattvagun and then come to the platform of yoga. So this is a point for us to understand that, we are all very fortunate. We have come to Krishna consciousness and Srila Prabhupada's movement. So the first top layer is not shown to us. And it's not encouraged also. Because it's like, it's always misery. So then what is the point is like we renounce. But the point renunciation is what? We don't renounce anything. Karma, vikarma, akarma, karma. So we use everything what is favorable for devotional service and gradually, like, use everything in the service of Krishna. So that's a point which we have to understand from this prayer. Yeah. Namah Krishnaya Ramaya Vasudeva Sutaya Cha Pradyumnaya Aniruddhaya Sattvatam Pataye Namaha.
Translation: We offer our obeisances to Lord Krishna and Lord Rama, the sons of Vasudeva, and to Lord Pradyumna and Lord Aniruddha. We offer our respectful obeisances unto the master of all the saintly devotees of Vishnu.
Okay, so this is just their offering obeisances to all the expansions of the Lord also. Namo Guna Pradipaya Gunatma Chadhanaya Cha Gunavritti Upalakshyaya Gunada Drastre Swa Samvide.
Manibhushan Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. The translation by His Grace Divine A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Obeisances to you, O Lord, who manifest varieties of material and spiritual qualities. You discuss yourself with the material qualities, and yet the functioning of those same material qualities ultimately reveals your existence. You stand apart from the material qualities as a witness and can be fully known only by your devotees. The word guna conveys various meanings. The three basic qualities of material nature, that is goodness, passion, and ignorance. Excellent qualities one manifests because of piety and spiritual achievement, or the internal senses, such as the mind and intelligence. The word pradipaya means unto him who manifests or illumines. Thus, there the Nagapatnis are addressing the Supreme Lord as he who manifests all material and spiritual qualities and who causes the living entities to be conscious. One can see the Lord by going beyond the screen of material nature, and therefore he is called Gunatma Chadanaya. If one methodically and intelligently studies the functioning of the material qualities, he will ultimately conclude that there is a supreme personality of Godhead, and that he exhibits his illusionary potency to bewilder those who do not surrender unto him. The Lord is never affected by the modes of nature, being their witness, and thus he is called Gunadrastre. Gunadrastre. The word swa indicates one's own, and thus swasamvide means that Lord Krishna can be known only by his own people, the devotees, and also that ultimately only the Lord can know himself perfectly. Therefore, we should take Lord Krishna's instructions in Bhagavad Gita and immediately come to the right conclusion. Full surrender to the Lord's lotus feet. Thus, we should humbly glorify the Lord, following the example of the Navapatnis. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so in this verse, it is said that if you want to know Krishna, then actually Krishna makes him known only by his pure devotees. Because as long as we stay in the three modes of material nature, we cannot understand Krishna. And only when we are beyond the three modes, then only that personality can understand Krishna and tell that to other personality who wants to know about Krishna. So that is why Arjuna is asking in 14th chapter, Krishna, you are telling about all these three modes of material nature, Sattva, Raja, Tama. You please tell me, how can we stay away from these three modes? Anybody knows the answer? What is the Krishna's answer for this? How Arjuna's question, how can I stay away from these three modes? A tip for you is 14th chapter. End. Anybody?
Surrender to the Lord, Prabhu. Surrendering to
That's a general answer. But here I'm asking from the 14th chapter when Arjuna is asking how to get out of the three modes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. In last shloka, it is mentioned भगवान को सेवा करना है, भगवान को जो भोग अर्पित करते हैं उसका उच्चिष्ट खाना है, और जो फूल अर्पित करते हैं उसका सुगंध हमको लेना है, और जो सब कार्य अमरीश महाराज ने किए वो सारे कार्य ही मेंशन है उसमें.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
और
we
भी
have to do all
काफी है.
these. But Krishna is specifically telling how to get out of the three modes. Anybody else I will mention.
in any situation, they have to complete in the bhakti.
Yeah, somewhat. Still more, anybody perfect? There is somebody else wants to say.
Devotional service in Krishna consciousness.
Okay. Yeah, everything is correct. But here it says, Mam cha abhyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatitaitan brahmabhuyaya kalpate. So, first is abhyabhicharena bhakti. So, never stop. Keep continuing your devotional service, whatever happens. Then what he says, Mam cha abhyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatitaitan. So then he can transcend the three modes. So it takes some time. So we are always toggling between these three modes. So that is why Srimad Bhagavatam says, what is the remedy? Nashtaprayesha badreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati ruttama bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. So as soon as we start hearing about Krishna, gradually all the impurities in the heart purify. So as soon as everything is purified, then the Lord is manifested. And then what is the first symptom? Tada rajastamo bhava kamalobhadayaschaye chetayete ranavidam stitam satve prasidati. So then the lust, the mode of passion and ignorance goes, lust and tada rajastamo bhava kamalobha. Lust and greed goes, and gradually sattvagun comes. And from sattvagun, one goes to the goes to the Suddha Sattva state. So to come to the three modes of material nature, one has to constantly continue the devotional service, especially purifying the heart by continuously hearing about Krishna. Okay? Yes, Prabhu. Avyakrita viharaya sarvavyakrita siddhaye Rishikesha namastestu munaye maunashiline.
Lalita Mataji, go ahead. Lalita Mataji, are you there?
Oh, sorry, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I didn't notice I'm on mute. Sorry, Prabhuji.
No, sure.
O Lord Hrishikesha, Master of the senses, please let us offer our obeisances unto you, whose pastimes are inconceivably glorious. Your existence can be inferred from the necessity for a creator and revealer of all cosmic manifestations. But although your devotees can understand you in this way, to the non-devotees, you remain silent, absorbed in self-satisfaction. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go ahead. Think. Paravara gati gnaya sarvadyakshaye te namaha avishvaya cha vishvaya tadrastreyasya cha hetave. Yes, bro.
Acha, Prabhu, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Obeisances unto you who know the destination of all things superior and inferior, and who are the presiding regulator of all that be. You are distinct from the universal creation, and yet you are the basis upon which the illusion of material creation evolves, and also the witness of this illusion. Indeed, you are the root cause of the entire world. Purport. The words para and avara indicate superior, subtle elements and inferior, gross ones. The words also indicate superior personalities, which is devotees of the Lord, and inferior personalities who are unaware of the glories of God. Lord Krishna knows the destiny of all superior and inferior entities, animate or inanimate, and as the supreme absolute truth, he remains in his unique position above everything, as indicated by the word Sarva Adhyakshaya.
Yeah. So here it talks about Krishna knows everything. Right? Krishna knows that what will happen. And you see, which is the scripture? I think it is Garga Samhita, I think. I don't remember. If you give your name, your astrological things, one who has read the Garga Samhita, he can tell you your previous life, what is your current life, even if you don't tell what are your current position is, what's your next life. Hare Krishna. So, such is how the potency of the Lord. So that is why Krishna says, very amazing verse in Bhagavad Gita, Vedaham samatithani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Krishna says, I know the past, I know the future, I know everybody, but nobody knows me. It's very bewildering verse. But that's a fact also. Krishna knows everything. So simply better surrender to him. Okay? Hare Krishna. त्वं हि अस्य जन्मस्थिति संयमान् विभो गुणैरनिहो अकृतकालशक्तिदृक् तत्तत्स्वभावन् प्रतिबोधयन् सतः समीक्षाय अमोघविहार ईहसे.
Subhadra Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. O Almighty Lord, although you have no reason to become involved in material activity, still you act through your eternal potency of time to arrange for the creation, maintenance, and destruction of this universe. You do this by awakening the distinct functions of each of the modes of nature, which before the creation lie dormant. Simply by your glance, you perfectly execute all these activities of cosmic control in a sporting mood. Purport. Skeptics may question why the Supreme Lord has created the material world, which is full of birth, maintenance, and death. Here, the Nagapatnis point out that the Lord's pastimes are amogha, beyond any discrepancy. Sri Krishna actually desires that all conditioned souls live with him in his eternal kingdom. But those forgetful souls who are inimical to their loving relationship with God must go to the material world and be subjected to the conditions of time. The fortunate conditioned souls are startled into remembrance of their actual position as loving servants of the Lord, and from within the heart, the Lord then encourages them to come back home, back to Godhead, where time is conspicuous by its absence and where eternal blissful existence supersedes the dramatic but disturbing functions of cosmic creation and annihilation. Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dharma.
Yeah. So the verse talks about why this material world we have to live, because it is like, here everything, whatever is you're going to do, at the end it's going to be, destructed. Finally, like, the body is going to be destructed. Prabhupada gives an example like, the child is trying to create something in the seashore. So it's taking some mud and trying to build a castle. But the child doesn't know that when the waves become stronger, everything is wiped off. So similarly, we have to understand the nature of this world, and all our efforts should be to see how we can reach the eternal kingdom of God. And for that, we have to place ourselves as position as loving servants of the Lord. And what is that? From the Lord, from within the heart, the Lord encourages them to come back to God. What is the shloka in Bhagavad Gita? This particular point. From within the heart, the Lord encourages them to come back home, back to God. Chapter 10, text number 10.
Matchitta Matgata Prana. Prabhu?
That is, that is discussing Krishna conscious together. But here, within the heart, the Lord encourages them to come back home, back to God.
Tesham Satata
Tesham
Yuktam
Satati
Yes.
Tesham
Tesham
Satata
satata
Yuktanam,
yuktanam bhajatam
Bhajatam
pratipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. Very important verse. I think our Chatur Shloka of Bhagavad Gita, 4 verse, 1 verse is this. What is that? Krishna says that one who served me with love and devotion, he gives the knowledge. Tesham satati bhajatam pritipur tadhami buddhi yogam. Krishna encourages for what he gives buddhi, enamam upayantite. Very important. If you are very intelligent, Our only job is to go back home, back to God. So that is why you see Prabhupada in his lectures, finally he will conclude with this. So this is somehow today we are ending in this, that our goal of discussion and doing all this Krishna conscious things is finally to go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande. It's 9 o'clock. Anybody questions, comments, or anything would like to, anybody wants to add? So today is not much of any pastime, but more of tattva, philosophy. We don't want philosophy. We want only stories. Yeah, what to do? Our condition is like that. But yeah.
So, Prabhu, if we see the prayers of all the great devotees in Bhagavatam, this point is more or less emphasized that you are the above the modes of material nature and like that. So, what is the need to emphasize that so much, Prabhu? Like, because every prayer has this point.
See, what happens is we are practicing Krishna consciousness. We chanting 16 rounds, everything. Then we always complain. Complain about you, complain about others, everything complain only. That simply shows that you are under three modes. Now, if Krishna comes in front of you, you will complain that also. Eh? So, it is some, they say, no, Harir Nama, complaineva, eva kevalam. Eh? So, actually, at least my experience is, we have not entered into devotional service. That's all I can tell you. We are just like, mechanic. We are like a sadhaka, getting up, chanting, doing deity worship, everything. Acho, Abba, chanting the chanting bag. When 16th bead will come. Abba. So this is how, even it's been now more decades of devotional service. But somehow Prabhupada's mercy said, you continue, I will take you back home, back to Godhead. That's how it is. So we have not entered. So while reading this, we should understand that we should never go to Dvandva, duality. So you have to keep on reminding that, the Lord is not into these three modes. And even a pure devotee, even other devotee who is going through, he is not under three modes. But we see, oh, he's suffering. You see, he's suffering like that. And sometimes he's suffering, then you will say like that internally, Appa, I am fine. Huh? You will not tell outside. My position is safe. But he doesn't know the next target you are. Huh? Very dangerous world. They say, no, like you say, like this, three fingers are pointing you and one finger is pointing you. It's like that. It's very dangerous world. And sometimes we see other devotees suffering, we get bewildered. The mind is, oh, what happened to him? Why is like this, like this? And you talk to people like this and you create a small group out of it. So anyway, so we have to understand that Krishna is about three modes, and then the pure devotee is also three modes. And even if somebody goes through it, it's like it is for his own purification. So we don't need to worry about anything. And it is Krishna and that individual soul's relationship and their deals. So that's what is we should take it.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody else has any question or comments?
Today is Ekadashi, so we had a nice time. The auspicious Ekadashi, Baimi Ekadashi. Tomorrow is Varahadvadashi, Lord Varahadev's appearance day. that the Supreme Lord can do. You just Premdatta Prabhu asked, like, how are you saying about three modes always? It's like, I don't know who can carry the Earth planet in its tusk. That is why it's about three modes. So that is, tomorrow is Varahadwadashi, and day after tomorrow is Lord Nityananda Prabhu's appearance day. So we have 3 days consecutive to hear about the various incarnations of the Lord. So we can remember this, and maybe you can read tomorrow third canto. This is where I think in the second part, last part of it, can read the Varahadev's appearance day. And you can read Chaitanya Charitamrita on Saturday. And Nityananda Prabhu is very merciful. And the spiritual master is the representative of Nityananda Prabhu. He is more merciful. I just remember, since nobody has any questions, like somebody called Prabhupada from Calcutta, and Prabhupada was in Bombay. And then I think Tamal Krishna Maharaj, I think he was near Prabhupada, and somebody said, this devotee is doing like this, like that, like that. And then Prabhupada said, okay, you ask him to leave. Then you tell him that I'm rejecting. So then Tamal Krishna Maharaj, after the closing the call, then Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you are actually rejecting him? Then he said, who am I to reject? Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy is unlimited. So I cannot reject. So this is how the mode of your devotees or representative of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. So on that day, we can pray to Nityananda to give us spiritual strength, and the difficulties we go through in our devotional service. So we should sincerely pray and seek the blessings of Lord Nityananda, and so that we can enthusiastically engage in our bhakti process, and also enthusiastic in our devotional service and helping others. श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की बारह द्वादशी की एकादशी महामहोत्सव की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for giving us association on Ekadashi day. And I didn't even realize when I was asking you your availability today. So you had that other session which you gave it to somebody else. So thank you so much for giving us your association on Ekadashi. I think it's all our movement and your wish, your mercy that we would read something on Srimad Bhagavatam today on the auspicious day of Ekadashi. And next to auspicious days, we have a lot of things to meditate upon, which will help in our spiritual life. So please keep us in your prayers, Prabhu. This group, Radha Gurunji Circle, please keep us in your prayers so that we can consistently keep serving Guru Maharaj, who is representing Nityananda Prabhu and Guru Parampara Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna Prabhu,
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much. Dando Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.